Hi friends, welcome back to Acting Like an Actor. I'm your host Sophie Jordan Collins, and this week we have actress Nicole Mattox. Nicole is known for her work on many vertical shows, including Breaking the Ice, Twisted Minds, Back to Me, and so many more. And somehow, in the midst of this, she has still found time to do films such as Mendocino, Lady Outlaw, and again, many, many more. We talk about how Nicole started acting basically accidentally, how the Vertical series have changed her life in a matter of months, and how they could change yours too. We also talk about things like time management, creative fulfillment, and fun stories from set. So whether you're a creative, a Nicole Mattox fangirly, or just a human, you'll come away from this conversation super inspired. Let's go.
Are you rich?
Are you famous?
What have you been on?
I don't really recognize you, and neither does my mom.
Can you laugh?
Can you cry on command?
I mean, you said you were an actor, man.
What's your backup plan? Is it shattered?
Dude, I'm just acting like an actor.
With a girl that I already like, yay!
You're like my
we can
friend.
talk, yeah.
No, literally. I was talking to Alexa Reddy about that on set recently. We were on set together for the first time, and we were like, you guys just are my best friends. Because we were like all missing things that our friend groups were doing to be there.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
besties, I just met you 2 days ago.
Right. But you spend so much time together on set that you hit that, like,
You
fast
were
friends. It's like
so
school.
quick.
You remember, like, as kids, you become friends so quick. It's
Yes.
like the same thing.
It's so nice. I love just being a
It
little
is
schoolgirl.
nice. I know, it is nice. And then you have all these little, like, friends and families from the various sets. It's a beautiful thing.
It is, and yeah, and you're right. When you get back together with somebody, you're like, dream
Yeah,
team.
literally.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're back.
You already have the chemistry.
Yeah, it's the best. What did you get?
I got
It
a
looks beautiful.
cold brew with almond milk, and at first I didn't think there was almond milk, but there is.
It's
just
right there.
It
looks
straw,
gorgeous.
actually. Do you want a straw or no?
Actually, yeah, but that's fine.
We're not saving the turtles today. It's
No,
okay.
we're not. It's fine. Every once in a while, it's okay. I do always feel bad about that.
Me too, but I still often.
But I need to, yeah, sometimes I just need to mix. I need
I know.
to mix everything.
As I was talking, I was very impressed. I was like, homegirl's still doing shorts. She's like doing, because I was like, there's horizontal stuff on here too. My girl's just running around.
I be working.
Yeah.
It's been crazy, actually. Like, actually insane.
I know. When do you like have time to breathe?
I think I gave that up.
That's what I was thinking. I know. One of my questions is like, how do you take care of yourself? And I was like, I wonder if she actually even does.
I try.
But Nicole, the first question that we always start with here, just to give the audience a little bit of context on you, is what is the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Oh, yeah, I actually love that question. So when I first moved to LA, I ended up getting this meeting with this writer, producer, director who's here, and he just could not emphasize enough that he has never met someone who didn't give up, who failed. And like, it sounds so convoluted, it sounds so basic, but like that's just stuck with me so hard and like helped me just like literally push through everything, and not even just acting wise, kind of just like everything in life, of just like, if you don't stop trying, you're not gonna fail.
Yeah, it's
And
not an
that's-
option.
Yeah.
It reminds me of how everybody's always like, what's your backup plan?
I'm like,
This is it. You know?
this is, oh my god.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And can you tell us kind of how you fell into the world of acting, where you're from, how you started, all of that stuff?
Absolutely. So I'm from Texas originally.
Okay.
Love Texas. It runs in my veins. But I've been acting kind of my whole life, just doing theater, doing community plays, high school theater, that kind of thing. But I didn't have any real training in acting until I moved here, actually. And I kind of fell for the whole, it's not a feasible career. It's not, have a backup plan, do something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to film school at the University of Texas at Austin. Okay. And decided I was going to follow more of a producing path. I produced a TV show in Texas for a year where I kind of got into hosting entertainment shows, which is kind of, that was like my backup plan, my other thing. And it was so much fun because I love talking to people, as you do too. Yeah. I love just like hearing people's backstories, hearing like why people started whatever they're doing, and like just talking to people. But I always kind of had that itch of, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing what I love to do. I'm not.
Something missing.
Yes, and my last semester of college, before I had this job working on entertainment news and all of that, I interned for a talent agency in LA, actually, and told him that I got this job working on this show back in Texas. And he is my agent now, Ryan Hayden, shout out. He looked at me and he was like, you're not a producer, you're not a host, you're an actor. And I was like, what are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to go take this job and I'm going to do my own thing. And he basically looked at me and he said, you're going to move back here, you're going to pursue acting, and when you do, give me a call. And I was like, whatever. A year later, I called him up and I was like, hey Ryan, you're right, I do need to be acting, like I need it in my soul. And he basically said, okay, show me that you're serious about this. Sent me to Playhouse West, an acting school that I still go to, and basically said, if you show me that you're serious about acting, I will represent you. And that's kind of started my whole journey. So it really started by having somebody in my corner and kind of like letting me know that it's okay to follow that path.
Yeah.
Like, I've been really blessed in that situation.
I love that. I think that's so beautiful. I feel like that's so true that so many of us kind of have that itch, even as kids, where I'm like, I just assumed everybody wanted to be an actor and like be on TV. Apparently not everybody does.
Yes.
So I feel like, especially I'm from the Midwest as well, so when you're from like places like us, I feel like it just doesn't even seem like an attainable career. So to have somebody say that to you, I think is so cool.
Yeah, it was that extra push that I kind of needed.
Yeah.
And it was always in the back of my head of him, because I knew I loved it, and then him saying that to me without me even really telling him I wanted to be an actor. That was not a conversation we had ever. And so just that combination, I was like, I have to do this. Like, I have to try this. And be honest with myself about it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Producing and hosting is a great background too, and that still might come to fruition from like tons of actors also produce when they're on bigger things or host shows and things like that. So those two are still, I'm sure, if you love them, probably in your future as well.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not either
it's
one
and
or
that's
the
the
other.
fun thing about like all of our journeys is that's what makes us all so unique. It makes our careers so unique, and like finding all of our backgrounds that kind of mesh together is just, I don't know, it could be anything. It could turn into anything. And it has been helpful on set also to have gone to film school and like know just kind of how things work and that, you know, be just a little bit more knowledgeable than just the acting side of things. I feel like it's been really helpful.
Totally. And you can absolutely tell, I direct more so like commercials. I'm a creative director for an agency, and you can totally tell when an actor has a film background just working with them, just like the way they understand things and hitting the light and the marks and all of that
Yeah,
stuff.
and understanding the technical side of things beyond just the creative side of things. Yeah, it's really helpful.
What is one thing you wish you knew before you moved to LA to pursue acting?
One thing I wish I knew, honestly, that, and I guess I kind of knew this, but I wish somebody would have sat me down and really told me that everybody's on their own timeline kind of thing. It's not going to happen necessarily right away, but it might to some people, and you might know somebody who pops in and it happens right away, or know people who it happens years and years down the future, or, you know, it's just certainly not, everybody's in their own path. It's not like other career fields where it's promotion is coming at this timeline and this is going to happen. And so that, it was kind of jarring first moving here and kind of not knowing where to start and not knowing what the path is and not knowing like that there is no path basically, and just kind of do your own thing.
So I want to backtrack a little bit. So you were doing that TV show in Texas.
Yes.
Then you moved to LA to pursue acting, and that's when you called up the agent. Is that what happened?
Yeah.
So you moved to LA directly for acting, not for the other stuff.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Moved to LA for acting, but I spent my last semester of college in LA.
Oh,
So I kind of had a little bit of it was like a program my college did where we would intern during the day and we'd have night classes.
Oh, okay.
And so that kind of gave me my introduction to it, and then I moved back to Texas and then officially came back here to pursue acting.
Yeah. I know, and it is so interesting. It's like the one career path where I feel like just everybody's journey is so different. Some people go to college, some don't. Some people start hella young, some people don't, and it's so funny. And you'll hear all these people trying to tell you the exact way to do it, but there is no exact way to do it. And things are changing, even with the vertical shows. Some people are like, do them, and some people are like, absolutely not.
Don't
Main
touch 'em.
Hollywood is like, hates them, and it's like, we just don't know. So that's why it's like good to try things,
Yeah.
feel what resonates with you in your core, and then
Yes.
run the race.
And just see what happens. Figure out what
Exactly.
your path is, because it's not going to be the same as anybody else's, which is
Yeah.
the beauty of it. But it is also something you just need to acknowledge and know going into it, that like, just enjoy your own ride.
Yeah, that reminds me too of something I was telling Nicole earlier I find so admirable. She does like these verticals back to back, but you're also doing short films and like other things to keep you creative. And I think it's so beautiful how you just take opportunities. And
thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah, I would love for you to speak a little bit to that, to kind of what drives you to do that, to take all these different opportunities, to constantly be on set. Like what
yeah, well, honestly, I mean, the truth of it is I just love it. Like, if I have more than a week off, I honestly start to get itchy, and I'm like, I just love it. I love the work of it. I love when you first get a script and it's just like so many possibilities of what this person can be. And I mean, with verticals, we don't have much time to really kind of dig in, which is unfortunate, but we still have a little bit of prep time to kind of like work things through. And it's just, I just love it. Like, that's what drives me. And any opportunity I get, I'm still in that phase of yes, I'll take work. Yeah. Yes, I will do a role. Like,
I love that. And you learn from every experience too. So even if it's not the most positive, you always pull something out of it. And I think work begets work, opportunity begets opportunity. You meet people. So yes. I love that. I always think being a yes woman, or yes man, especially right when you moved to LA. I was doing I moved out here when I was 19. I was doing Craigslist films and Facebook films and like running. Oh yeah, girlfriend has some stories. Just running around. And I look back now, I don't recommend doing it. But I look back now and I'm like, I'm glad that I took all these things and like learned.
Yes, that's iconic. Yeah. But it's also like, those are a lot of times those random things that just kind of fall into your lap of like, what is the source is coming from? Are characters that you're like, I never would have explored this.
Yeah.
Or I never would have done this opportunity. Or I never would have met this like crazy creative person or anything. And it's really fun. And just collaborating with people is always, it's the best.
Yeah. I think too that's totally how you know you're like living in alignment and living with your purpose is when you can work so much. Because I have the same thing where I do acting and other creative endeavors, and people are always like, how are you always like doing stuff? I'm like, because it gives me energy, because I'm doing what I love. Of course we all need to like sleep and exercise and all that stuff.
Yes.
But when you're doing what you love, you can work, and it doesn't even feel like it.
It doesn't feel like work because it does truly, like you said, it revitalizes you. It really does. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is.
We're going to take a negative turn here. What's the worst part of the industry for you?
Ooh, honestly, one of the worst parts is, I mean, number one, the work-life balance is tough, because I do feel like it's tough to talk to my family who already live in a different state, and it's really important to me to keep up relationships with people who have been there for me since the beginning and like loved me before I was successful in anything at all, when I had $3 in my bank account and was running around like, what's life? So friends and family, and that's been something I've really struggled with, is missing important events in my family's life and my friend's life and big things, because I'm at work and it's not a job that you can be like, hey, I need PTO this week. Like, you don't, if you're booked on something, you're there. And as amazing and energizing and incredible as it is to be there, it is really tough to have to look at the people you love and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be at this thing for you, or I'll be there, but I'm going to be late again, or, those kind of things. So that's been, I feel like, the toughest part. And then also just the idea of not everybody always being in your corner and not always wanting the best for you, and looking at you kind of as more of a prop or a business model or a number rather than, a person and that kind of thing, which is not all the time at all.
No.
But there are elements of it. It is still Hollywood.
Yeah, there are. I know. I feel like majority of people out here are good, and I always say I've met the best people in LA and the worst people in LA. You see
you get it all. You get it all. It's a full experience.
It is. What is something that has surprised you being out here?
Okay. On the same idea of some people aren't in your corner, what surprised me is the amount of people who can be in your corner. Like, especially in the vertical world, I have found just the most amazing, like, light of human beings that are just, like, truly want the best for each other, even though, like, technically we'd be going up for similar roles or we'd be doing these things, but, like, truly supporting each other, and honestly surprising myself in the fact that there are so many girls that I've never met, but who I know of and like who I interact with, but I like so desperately want the best for them. And anytime I see these people doing well, I'm like genuinely, like, my whole body's excited and lights up and is like so happy. And just like the community is is like a very good surprise because, you know, coming from Midwest for you, coming from the South for me, it's people talk about LA and they're like, absolutely. Everybody's just mean and wants the worst for you and it's just a soul-sucking place, and I've just not, thankfully, had that experience 100% of the time, and that's been the best, like the best surprise.
Totally, yeah, totally. I love that. I think too a lot of that comes from having an abundance mindset when it comes to not getting like jealous from other people. I feel like in the vertical community it's a really good group of people who are just like, there will always be more, and like there's enough to go around for all of us. And I think it's a beautiful thing being in this world now, because I think it's preparing us for bigger and better things later on. And
exactly.
If we can stay positive and stay grounded in this capacity, then
next week you can grow even further, and having that foundation is, and the abundance mindset is just, it just is plant seeds for growth, which is amazing, and hopefully we can all grow together.
Absolutely.
And that's the best.
A win for you is a win for me.
Exactly.
It's a win for all of us.
Exactly. Yeah. It does not take anything away from me by somebody else having a moment or having an opportunity.
Yeah.
So It's been amazing.
Do you have a crazy audition or set story that comes to mind?
Honestly, so this isn't even vertical. One of my first in-person auditions ever, I have absolutely no idea really what this project is. I know it's like a biopic situation, and it's like I knew it was about the director and her life and everything, so I like prepped. I did so much. It was like one of my very first in-person auditions ever. Prepped. I was so excited for it. I walk in, and they always say you walk in and it's a room full of people who look just like you. I walk in, and it's people who look the exact opposite of me. Like, the exact opposite. Like, I thought I was in the wrong room for a second. And then I go into the audition room, and the director, she's the exact opposite of me. Like, very, very dark features. She's, like, super, super tall. Like, doesn't look like me at all. And I'm like, I'm playing you? And she was like, yes, because they had some other person cast to play, like, the older version of her that looked more like me, and so they had literally two of us that were like blonde hair, blue eyed coming in case they cast that one girl, and everybody else was there to like, actually we did not get the role, honestly, thankfully, because that was probably wouldn't have worked out, but that like it just like was so wild to me, because it just like it just put auditioning in perspective so well for me, because it's a matter of like, no matter how hard you work at an audition, sometimes there's just so many things out of your control that you're just not right for the part, and you're just not in it. It was just such a surreal, visceral example of that happening that it just like stuck in my brain forever.
I've never heard of a story like that. I've had that sort of thing like happen for commercials, maybe, where I go in and we all look different. I'm like, whatever, but if you're playing a real life person, that is kind of bizarre.
It was the wildest thing, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna give you a good audition, and thank you so much for calling me in. Yeah. It was crazy. It was something, but it was honestly really helpful in growing as an actor. Also,
so much is out of our control. And you can't control the way you look, your height, whatever.
Even just little mannerisms that maybe they're looking for, maybe they're not.
Totally.
Or like, it was just an interesting beginning to my audition journey.
Which, speaking of your acting journey, can you talk to me about what else were the first steps when you first moved to LA? So I know you signed with that agent.
Yes, I know. That was a crazy situation.
And you were taking classes at Playhouse West. What other stuff were you doing right when you moved here in 2021?
Yes, 2021. Yep. Honestly, the first year I was here, I really when I want to get good at something, one thing about me, I get this is my world, and I'm obsessed with this, and I want to be doing this all the myself. I might. I don't actually know. I've never been tested for it. I hyperfocus on things. I don't think so, but I have no idea. But I just literally dove into this acting class to the point where me and one of my friends started on the exact same day, beginning class on the same day. We were rehearsing for this class probably 5 days a week, and then had class 2 days of the week. We were constantly doing that, and I just really built out my community and my friends, and just in my head I was like, I want to build a solid technique. I want a foundation. I want to prove to this agent who took a chance on me that I'm serious about this, and I want to be good, and I love it, and I want to be growing constantly. So the first year I was here, I was focused on acting classes. I think I did 4 auditions maybe for that full year. It was really just a year of growth and finding my footing in a whole new city that's so opposite of where I came from, and finding my people, and just kind of finding me a little bit, and my technique and who I am as an actor and just as Nicole beyond being an actor, because that's really tough to do sometimes when we're in a career that's like, it takes up so much of us. Like,
yeah, it does.
Who are we outside?
Yeah. 12 hours of your day, you're playing some sad girl who's getting thrown on the ground by billionaire men. So it's like, yeah, it does.
The alpha doesn't want me.
Yeah. Oh, there are days like at the end of the day, a long day on set, where I'm like, ugh, like I feel like a vegetable. I'm like, I don't even know my name.
Yes.
I just need to eat and go to bed.
And I need to sleep and figure out what world I'm living in right now. Yes, exactly. So it was really nice to just kind of find who I am and make sure I like know me, and keep kind of my smaller town roots of like being a human being. And then I kind of went into it and just, I don't even know what sparked it. I think I just one day was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing it. And then my agent started sending me more auditions. I started self-submitting a lot more, and just kind of
taking what came.
Yeah.
Were you doing like shorts, commercials, like literally everything?
Yeah,
okay,
literally.
cool.
And actually, I haven't done a commercial.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know why. That's not something I've been cast in, but I did a lot of shorts, a lot of features. My first feature I ever did was actually in Texas. Super random story of this guy was filming a commercial for my mom's work, and he was just mentioning that he's casting for this movie he's doing. My mom was like, oh, my daughter's an actress based in San Antonio right now. Like, I mean, she's leaving her producing job right now, but she's about to go to LA to pursue acting. I don't, if you want me to connect you, that'd be great. He was like, okay, yeah, this person's like trying to get her daughter into a movie, like whatever. Okay, I'll let her audition. And then I think this was like 2020, right before I moved here. He cast me in the movie, and that was my first ever paid acting role ever. And so yeah, it was a lot of independent movies, a lot of short films, a couple student films, and then Verticals came along.
See, I even love that story because connections is so much of it too. Like, so much of this industry. And, like, had your mom not just thrown that out there?
I know.
And so cool getting to move to LA with that feature film credit. So,
I know.
It's so wonderful. I love, too, I feel like, God, the universe, whatever, has just been, like, throwing signs and throwing opportunities at you that this is what you were meant to do.
Yes, it so literally beautiful. Is like the world was like, Nicole, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? This is what you love. Go. Like, shoving me in this direction because I was scared on my own. And that's what's beautiful about life in this world, and is like, what's meant for you will come for you. You just kind of have to be open to it.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's a beautiful mindset with acting too, is like, what's meant for you will find you. Nobody can take that away. I always say that. It's like, if the role doesn't work out, that's okay. Like, it wasn't meant for you. I've even like, last year I booked a vertical and then did the fitting and got recast because I was too tall.
Oh no. Does that happen a lot for working?
It is like a little bit of a thing, and I do think that I get the antagonist more, I think, a little bit because I'm tall and fake tan and curly hair. So I like kind of play it up anyway.
I mean, like, listen, if this is my role.
Like, can you be pale and straighten your hair? I'm like, no, I can't actually. This is not, I'm so sorry.
You're gonna deal with it. Sorry about it.
But anyway, they recast me with like a girl that I know, and it was like a horrible experience. She said like the worst that she's ever done, and of course I felt bad for her, but then I was also like, that was not like that was so you just never know.
Exactly. Some things are meant to be for some people and some aren't. I very much believe in that. So, and like recently, it's just kind of made me think of it. I was nominated for my first award ever in a Western that I did at a festival. It was awesome. It was like Best Supporting Actress or something.
Was that the one on your reel where you have a country accent?
Yes.
Okay, love that. Well, into the clip now.
Want my money, Jack.
You've been holding that gun on me for quite a while, Lily. That arm must be getting tired.
Oh, don't you worry about me, Jack. I am stronger than I look.
Listen here, whore.
Or maybe you're a whore, but you're dead, Jack, and now you're dead! Oh my gosh, it was such a fun role to play. Also with the same director that cast me in my first ever feature film.
Oh, cool.
Same director. And anytime he calls me up, I'm like, you started my career. Anything you need, I will be there. Like, love supporting him and his movies and everything. But I didn't win the award. And I was sitting there, my mom had come to it was a premiere at this festival in Arizona. It was in Arizona, some Western festival. And my mom was like, "Oh, honey, are you wired? Like, you should be, like, are you upset? Like, this is, you know, a big loss." And just everything in me was like, I think the girl who won needed it. Like, I don't think it was about me. Like, I just, like, I don't know. There's those things of just, sometimes if it's not going to happen for you, like, I genuinely think the person who had it needed it more, or, like, needed that moment, or, I don't know. There's just something about that that's just, like, gives me peace when it comes to a lot of acting things.
Yeah, that's a beautiful mindset, yeah.
It's honestly might be a little self-preservation mindset.
Maybe.
but it helps. It's I don't know. It gives you a calm, I feel.
Yeah, totally. Okay, now let's talk about verticals and how like, all of that happened for you. Like, when did you do your first one? What's kind of the last year looked like? Everything like that.
Yeah, so my first one I ever did, I was just a day player, and my agent called me and was like, "Hey, I don't really know what this is. If you want to do it, do it. It's one day. It's work. It pays. Go ahead." This was September 2023 was when this was. And I got on set, and it was just fun. And I had a good time, and I was like, this is running pretty smoothly. Like, maybe I'll start submitting for these. Because at the time, it was so new. 2023. It was, like, very new. Yeah. I was seeing them kind of come out on Actors Access and Backstage and all of that. And was kind of staying away just because I didn't understand it.
Mobisodes, they have weird titles.
Yes!
Yeah.
I was like, nobody, and I would Google it, and nobody really knew what it was. And I was like, I don't know, I'm staying away. So I did that, and I was like, actually, like, I could have fun with this. Let's do it. So I submitted for one, booked my first lead in October 2023, The Unwanted Bride of Atticus Fawn. Loved the title. It's another long one.
You know what's so funny? I was a part of a project where we redid that exact script for you guys.
Really?
Yeah, on a different platform. They just, like, literally that exact script.
They do that a lot.
They do that, yeah.
They're like, this worked. We're gonna do it again. Yeah. But yeah, I did that, and kind of chaotic experience. It was very much in, like, the Wild West of verticals. Like, everybody was still trying to get our footing. Like, a lot of the crew hadn't worked together before. It was just, like, kind of chaotic, and, you know, creating something this one I think was like 150 pages too. It was long, and we had like 10 days to do it, and it was just the beginning. So it was a lot of like bumbling around and long days and people fighting, and just like very chaotic, as the beginning of anything is. Mm-hmm. And I kind of took a step back after that one, which I had a blast doing it. I absolutely love it. That will always have a special place in my heart, always, because it was my first like lead in a vertical, and I was acting. Like, I was happy to be working. Mm-hmm. But I booked, I think, a couple short films and stuff that I was like, I'm going to let that take priority for a little bit, just because, you know, this is chaotic and it does take a toll on you. And then actually, fun fact about that first one, halfway through filming, they ended up, I don't know exactly what happened, but they replaced the director halfway through filming. So the girl who ended up taking over, Angela Liu, she called me in April of 2024, and she basically said, "Hey, I'm directing another vertical. I am doing so much pre-production. Like, I know you've stepped away for a little while. Like, please, just come audition for this and just kind of see this process." And there was a couple other people that I had worked with before that were working on it who I just love as people, and I was like, honestly, yeah, like, I'm in, let's do it. So I did that in April of 2024. One was Fated at First Sight, and I have not stopped working on them since. And I was like, it just like was one of those things where I got back on set and was like, no, like, even on the chaotic days, even on the days where it's like, whoa, everybody's like in such a chaotic mode, or things are not going the way you expected, or it's a long day, like, we're creating together, like, we're doing it, and I'm getting to act, and I'm getting to explore this world and these characters and all of these things. So I was like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is it. And I've been working pretty back to back since then. So it's been great.
And still doing other stuff.
And still doing other things too. Yeah, I've been doing a couple features, a couple shorts. Whatever I can get my hands on, I will do.
Are you auditioning for quote-unquote bigger stuff still? Like scale projects in between as well? Good.
Yes, and especially lately, I mean, a lot of last year things were really slow.
Yeah, last year I felt it was bad for everybody. I know.
Woo.
I go months without a quality audition.
Yes, same. Which is, it's just unheard of too. And I was talking to my agent and my manager, it's just a time that's just very unheard of. So lately, the past few months, honestly, probably since January, it's been picking back up, which has been phenomenal. And but again, I still love doing my verticals. I love them. I have so much fun digging into all the characters, even though a lot of people, it's easy to say they're very similar and the characters are very similar. But one of my favorite challenges is finding the differences and finding little things to like make it fun and make it different and experience something in a different way. And
totally.
It's been, I love it. I really do.
If you can make bad writing look good as an actor, I think that that's a power.
It is.
All the clips I've seen of you, I feel like are very grounded and can easily be in anything
Thank you so
else.
much. That was literally the sweetest thing you could have said to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and it just, I love it. And it's like, it's a boot camp for actors.
100%. Yeah.
It is.
And you're doing this over, because if you weren't doing this, maybe a lot of us would be like serving or whatever at the same time as auditioning, but it's like our day job is to be being on set, meeting people, playing pretend, doing what we love ultimately. Is it perfect? No. But I've even been on bigger sets that are also not perfect.
Exactly.
So that are
There
also
is
still
no perfect. That is the other thing. Like, there's no, like we're creating art, and art is imperfect. And and especially when people are putting their heart and soul into something, and so many people putting their heart and soul into something, like, it's going to be chaotic. There are going to be moments where things are going crazy, and no matter the budget of the set, no matter how much time you have to work on it, or pre-production, or any of that, like, it's just part of it, and it's kind of like one of those things you kind of have to learn to love the insanity of it.
You do. To thrive off of chaos.
Yes.
You have to.
Yeah.
Could you, I know you've traveled a little bit for these verticals, could you talk about the places you've gone? I'm just curious.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of my favorite things. Whenever somebody offers to pay me to travel, I am in. I'm there. It's
I'm like that
so
too.
much fun.
I'm even like, I try not to do this anymore, but like back last year when they'd be offering travel, I'd be taking like rates lower than I would even take here because I'm like, I want to go.
But I get to go experience.
Right,
yeah. It's just like, it's an added bonus to things. But I've been to New York, that was my first time going to New York as an adult. I'd been when I was young, but it was phenomenal to get to see the city. I got to take the subway, and I got lost on the train.
Love it. As you should.
It was the whole thing. Yes. Still was on time to set though. It was a skill. This guy ended up just getting an Uber because I was like, what's happening? And then I've been to Atlanta. I'm about to go to Atlanta again for another one. I've been to Kansas City, and like this place an hour outside of Boston. It's called Gloucester, something like that. All of those for verticals, and then I've also been to Texas and Arizona for feature films. So yeah, but I know they're happening everywhere now. Like I know I've been offered the Turkey one, China, Canada, UK, yes, Thailand. A couple?
I know. Yeah, they're everywhere. I even heard Japan. I haven't seen any of those. So somebody's like, I'm going to Japan for it. And I was like, you're going where?
Excuse me? It's so cool. It's so cool. And it's just giving opportunities that aren't like, there wouldn't be otherwise. So I love it. It's the best. Except Kansas City and Boston. I'm from Texas. They are so cold. They are so cold. I am not built for it. I do not have the ward. There were some exterior scenes. It was brutal. I was like, my Texas and my LA are showing. I can't. And then the locals are like, what do you mean? It's only 35.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shivering to death. But it's something I don't experience much. Like, I've never had a chance to live somewhere where it's that cold, and
now you know maybe you don't want to.
Now I know that I might not survive that. Or I need to invest in a very different wardrobe.
Yeah, totally.
I was like, I brought all my sweaters, but they're like this.
Need a heated coat next time.
Yes, now I know. Hot hands were my friend. They were my best friend.
When you have time off, or in between crazy sets, how do you take care of yourself in such a crazy industry?
Honestly, my biggest thing is, so something that revitalizes me is being with the people I love. So that's a priority for me. Is when I have time off, I am texting my friends like, guess what? I have time. Please, please, please tell me somebody can see me on one of these 2 days, because I need to be with people. And it's just like being around other people that I love, and just my people. That's like really what I love to do when I have time off. And I also, you know, just going to the beach or like soaking in the LA sun, those kind of things too. But
What part of LA do you live in?
I live on the west side, Sawtell.
Oh, okay, nice. So you are by the beach.
I am by the beach.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I first moved here, I went to the valley, and it was, you know, fine. And it was right by my acting school, which is why I moved there. But there's just something about, like, having that beach air and, like, knowing that it's right there, and there's so many good hikes in that area, and, like, just the outdoorsness of it all.
The West Side's a totally different vibe, too. It's almost less actory over there,
Yes.
which I thought about moving there for that reason, because I'm like, it would be nice to, like, come to the
It's a
valley. and, like, have
separation.
It is,
Yeah.
It kind of separates it, so.
I love it. I do.
Are you walking distance from the beach?
No, I mean, I could, sometimes I'll do, like, runs. I think I'm, like, 4 miles from the beach.
Okay.
So
So you're really feeling crazy.
technically, yes, but not, like, a day-to-day walk.
Yeah. That's still very close, though.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Do you think you're more extroverted than introverted?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds like it, especially if you need other people to rejuvenate.
Exactly. But I mean, you know, and just like everybody, there are times, especially after a long day of set, where I'm like, I have been talking for 14 hours today. I need to just not use my voice. Like, I need to sit in bed and just, like,
Yeah.
figure out who I am, not speak, not see anybody else, not smile, because that's if I'm speaking to somebody, like, I smile. That's a thing my acting coach always says, too, because it's my propensity in acting. I'm smiling always, like, even if I'm, like, upset.
It's a beautiful thing to have, though.
I think it's good, yeah, but also I'm like, sometimes I'm like, okay, let me just not for a sec.
On like a subconscious level.
Yes.
Do you have anything that you do to take care of yourself when you are on a project, like working these crazy hours? Is there anything that like you have to do in the morning, whether it's like your skincare or anything like that?
Yeah, I do like, I don't know, like a 5-minute stretch routine in the mornings. Like, that's always something I do. I wake up no matter what. I try to go on a walk before work, but sometimes I'm exhausted and I don't do it, especially when they're like 5, 6 call times. Yes, I'm like, woo, I'm just gonna do my whole workout after work. It's fine. But I love waking up and just doing just a quick little stretch, get into my body, and just kind of like lets you just feel like myself, I guess.
Ground yourself for the
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
So that's really been helpful. And I only started that probably like 4 months ago, and it's made such a difference in just like my day and how I feel, and like, yeah, feeling like lighter, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I feel like those little things make such a big difference, and sometimes we're like, oh, but like a 5-minute stretch or a 5-minute workout's not going to do anything, and like I swear it does. It does make you feel so much better. Even just like a quick walk outside or getting some sunshine, those little things really do make a big difference.
Yes, and it's like something to not look over, 1,000%.
Totally. What is one career-related bucket list item?
Career-related bucket list item? Right now, I really want to get into stunts. Like, I do a lot of them, and I've done, my first movie was an action movie, and I've done a lot of them and, like, learned on set a lot of things, but I want to get, like, into some fun stuff, and, like, maybe learn, like, high falls, or, like, learn, like, specifics of, or I did a show where I had to take a dual sword combat class.
Was that for the boxing one or no?
No, but they did pay for Muay Thai classes for that one too, which
cool.
is all of these things adding up are me being like, I love using my body. I also have loved boxing for years. That's one of my.
Oh, you actually did.
Yes.
You did do that. Oh, that was perfect.
It was. I know. When I saw that, I was like, yeah. It's been one of my stress relievers. It's been one of my favorite workouts. It's been just like I've loved it for years since I was in San Antonio with my mom in high school.
Wow.
Like, loved it. Muay Thai, they gave me private lessons though, because it's like not just your arms, use your legs and stuff too. But doing all of these active things has made me realize that I want to be like good at them, and I would love to have that, just that skill to be able to pull out and just be like, oh, I could do this stunt, I could do this stunt. I was on a set recently where my stunt double had canceled the morning of, so somebody else came in, but she didn't look like me. I think she was like significantly taller than me. Brown hair, like didn't look like me at all, but you know, she was there, which was nice. They went and got a wig and everything, and it was fine. But they were asking me if I was like knew anything about high falls or knew anything about this specific like fight sequence that was very stylized. And I was like, it'd be great to know that, and I would love to learn how to do that, and I would love to be able to be like, yeah, let's do it. And so that's a career goal right now for me, bucket list wise, is to get good at least like the basics of stunts. Like, to get really good at it.
Was that a vertical that they brought a stunt double in for you?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. I feel like usually they just have us do our own stuff.
Yeah, well, it was a high fall, is the thing.
So
it was like it was like a 3-story falling off of this building kind of situation. But they did end up moving it down to like the first story, which is still considered a fall. And I just did that one and like landed on the crash pad and everything just to have that option. But they still brought the other girl in too. And then they put me on a rig and I was on wires and like fall. It was crazy. These verticals they're getting craftier.
They are.
They're making so many advancements so quickly.
They are. The writing's getting better. The production value is getting better.
Yes.
Et cetera. I saw Pocket FM just did like a super power one. Like I had a friend working on it. It's not out yet or anything, but they were doing. I was like, I would love to do that. It's a super power one.
Yes.
But yeah, they're getting more creative and it's great.
I love it, and it makes me happy to think that like the industry's expanding.
Totally.
Like it's not just going to be, hopefully not just like a fad that leaves, and because I think it's just, it gives so many people jobs is the thing, like crew wise, actors wise, especially like the actors who are like who have the training and are now like itching to just get the set experience that'll just give it that next notch to get you to the next thing. It's just like, I don't know, it's just such a good thing for the industry. So I'm hoping it sticks around.
Yeah, especially with just like the weird time we were in. Yes. Like I think about, it makes me sad to think about what our industry would have looked like the past year and a half without verticals.
Same. Like the amount of people who would have had to probably move away from LA, and the people who just would have like lost hope, and it was just such a blessing to have.
Totally.
For everybody. Crew, cast, writers, everybody.
I'm curious. I noticed you have a little bit of a following on TikTok. Did that come from the verticals, or was that before? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, I mean, I think before verticals, I had like 25,000 followers on TikTok. So I mean, like small following, and it was one of those things that I was quarantined with my parents when like OG COVID happened. Like before vaccines, before anything, we all three, me, my mom, and my dad,
that's so sweet,
got it together, and I had to quarantine in their house with them. And I just started making like lip syncing videos because I was bored and I had nothing else to do. And then they just kind of, people liked them, and it just kind of gave me a little bit of a following. Yeah. But after Breaking the Ice came out, Seth and I did a video together, and it just like skyrocketed my TikTok. Everybody came on, and everybody was like just super supportive of everything. So most of it is from Vertical.
I love that though. You did have a base though, it sounds like, which is kind of cool.
It was really, it was wild.
I guess too, did you notice like a shift in your career at all after Breaking the Ice in terms of the verticals? Were more opportunities coming in? Anything like that? Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, yes. It was like, I mean, I was auditioning and working pretty frequently. I mean, Breaking the Ice was my third lead ever.
Okay, when did you guys film that, just out of curiosity?
That was May 2024.
When did it come out? Do you remember?
Like July 2024?
Okay, a couple months later.
Yeah, something like that. So I was still very new. Like nobody knew who I was yet. It was one of my very first things in this industry I had done. And once that came out, and it did so well, thankfully, it was very much, people were just offering me roles. It was like auditions kind of slowed down. It was just like, I'll send you this script, please. We'd love to have you on board. And 10 offers a week at least, especially right in the height of Breaking the Ice, which was it was just awesome. And it was just like so cool to be like, wow, people like do want to work with me, and like and I would love to create, and people are sending me their things. And it was honestly tough though, because like we were talking about earlier, like that yes man mentality of I just want to be working.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's now like I can't say yes to all of this. Like how do I do it like whoever offered me first? Do I do it based on the script? Do I do it based on a character I haven't played yet? Like, and it was just kind of, that got really overwhelming for me because I want to do it all. Like I want to be working on all of it. But it just kind of ended up working out. So it was a huge change though. It was a huge shift.
Yeah, definitely. I still feel like that one is constantly referenced no matter like what set I'm on. I feel like people are always bringing up Breaking the Ice.
I'm so proud of it, honestly. It was one of those things that when I first got the audition, so weird though, like the very first audition for it, I was like reading the script and just something in my body was like, this is mine. Like, this is my role.
Sometimes you
just do. And it was I wasn't nervous about it at all. I ended up doing a chemistry read with Seth for it on Zoom on the set of another set. Like I literally, they texted me and they're like, can you hop on in 20 minutes? And I went to the producer of this and I was like, what are the odds I can get on this Zoom chemistry read it'll be like 10 minutes. They know I'm on the set. Like, I'm just going to pop to a room upstairs, do this really quick, come back. And they were like, honestly, we're going to film the coverage you're not in, and we'll just have somebody kind of, like, we only had one line in that scene or something.
Oh, okay,
read that,
cool.
go pop up there and do it, come back down. They were so cool about it. And it was so chaotic, and I ran upstairs, and I had, like, no real light in front of me, and it was just like, hi, I'm Nicole. Please give me this role. And then somehow they found it in me and decided that I was right for it. But, yeah, I'm so thankful for that one. Breaking the Ice will have a place in my heart also.
Yeah.
Forever.
I think, too, it was also, like, a more creative vertical script, which is fun. Like, it
Yes.
was testing something out and a cute little storyline. And it reminds me of, like, the CW shows I would watch in high school. That's like the energy it gives.
It does. It's like CW, a little bit of Hallmark thrown in there.
Yeah.
And it was just, again, one of the things of it was just the cast was amazing. Like, we all got close, and, like, we all just had this rapport with each other. Ellison is one of my best friends. Ellison Pipe, she played Haley, my daughter. I love her. Love, love, love. And she's not based in LA, so when she does come, I'm like, let's catch up. We're going to get lunch. We're going to get dinner. And it was just one of those things that it all kind of fell into place in the right way. And it was really nice to have a script that I'm like, oh, I've never done this before. I had never done the whole kid thing before, or the sports romance, or any of that at the time. So it was really cool.
What is one regular bucket list item?
I mean, basic-wise, I want to go skydiving. I know that's super basic, but it's up there.
Me too.
I want to do it so bad.
Yeah, because I feel like if you do that, you can do anything.
Yes.
And the older I get, the more afraid I get, so I'm like, I need to do it like this year.
I need to do it
And
now.
get over it.
Yes, yes. And then also, I would like, I really want to go to Antarctica.
Antarctica.
I can't say the word. Yeah, Antarctica.
You got it. Antarctica.
I want to go there.
Yeah.
I really do. I want to go during...
It's cold, Nicole.
I know, and I'm not good at the cold. I know. But I hear it's so pretty, especially during summer. So, and I also would like to see the Northern Lights at some point.
Totally.
But I do also hear that it's like fun for a second, and then it's kind of like...
That's everything in life, though, low-key.
Exactly.
So.
But I want to do it anyways. So, yeah, just travel-wise, too. I just want to travel.
Okay, the last segment I always have is Fast Frisky 5. It's 5 rapid-fire questions. But before we jump into that, do you have... If you could only give one tip for new actors out there, what would it be?
Just find yourself and don't give up. I really feel like is what it is. And I really feel like the biggest key is just knowing yourself and being confident in who you are. Because if you're searching for validation and searching for who you are in your career, I feel like it just makes it that much harder. Because it's just show up and like do what you love to do, and just just try. I feel like
I love that. Ready for Fast Frisky 5?
I'm ready.
Okay. Favorite quote?
Favorite quote? Ooh, this is on my vision board. I don't know who said this. It's, you owe it to yourself to become everything you've ever dreamed of being. I think that I love that. I love that quote. I don't know who said it though, but it is on my vision board.
Something everyone should watch.
I think, especially film-wise, Casablanca, I think is something everybody should watch. But then also just in general, because I love it, Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good. It's one of my comfort. I'll watch it pretty consistently.
Pickles, yay or nay?
Yay. Without a hesitation, yay.
Favorite thing to do in LA?
Hike, go to the beach, something outdoorsy.
Recent obsession?
A Court of Thorns and Roses. I don't know if you've read that series. Oh,
Wait, who wrote it?
Sarah J. Maas.
Okay. I've seen that all over.
It's everywhere. It was one of those things that I fell into. Well, I'm in a book club also.
You're in a book club, or you made a book club?
I'm in a book club.
Okay, still.
I started it with my friends. Again, it's one of those things that a lot of times I'm like, I'll meet y'all there after set. And then they're like, Nicole, we went home. And I'm like, I'm still on set. But I loved the book though. And that was one of the ones that was just thrown out, the very first one of the series. And I just became obsessed with it. And I'm hoping they make it into a show because I will binge watch that as well. Or act in it. That would be incredible.
All right, that's everything. Do you have any last words you would like to say to people out there?
Just keep doing what you love to do, honestly. That's all.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Nicole.
Of course, thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
course,
It was a blast.
And we'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.